My name is Jonathan Grabowski. I'm the Executive Director of Marshfield Community Television in Marshfield, Massachusetts. It's a job I've had since 2008. Visual arts are a huge thing. It's what we do at MCTV. We're responsible for doing training and assisting people in production. That can be any individual that has taxpayer status in the town of Marshfield. That can be a student. That can be an adult who's a senior citizen, different age ranges, different skill sets. So we're helping them tell their stories. We're helping them talk about what's important in the community. We're the ones that are giving them tools and the resources and the education to do that. So visual is very important because that's what we do here. It's our bread and butter at MCTV. Because technology is readily available, anyone can shoot everything now. You know, we have film, we have cameras in our iPhones and our smartphones, and so you're seeing a lot of stuff. The other issue of that is you don't have a lot of people with professional training who are making things. So there's a lot of technical aspects which you and I, coming from a background that, you know, we're actually we have a professional education in it that we know that other people don't know. And so you're seeing a lot of stuff, which is a good thing, but also at the same time you're seeing a good amount of junk. Yeah. Maybe there are some neat things people are doing, but you're also getting a lot of junk at the same time that, you know, anyone can put something on YouTube. Every computer nowadays comes with some type of movie maker, let it be iMovie or, God forbid, Windows Movie, or you can buy all that stuff now. It's very cheap to do. In the industry, I'm a big fan of branding. I think that's a big thing. You want to have a consistent brand. One of the big things that we've been pushing over the past, few years or so is MCTV's logo. That M, using the same fonts over and over again for things. So when people in the community see that M, they know it's MCTV. But in regards to design, I'm a fan of like timeless design, like something that really stands out, that stands the test of time. You don't want something that's gonna be a flash in the pan that, like 2 years from now, it's going to look completely out of date and out of place. You want something that's going to stand the test of time, that looks good no matter what, and that people can always relate to. Why do you think Coca-Cola has never changed their font? Really, it's all you think when you see that font, you think Coca-Cola, or colors, for example. A lot of colors are the same. Film-wise, I love Michael Mann. I love the way he shoots his films. I love how he uses, skylines. For example, if you watch Heat or you watch Miami Vice or Collateral, how he uses the natural light in the skyline. Also, outside of film, I'm a big fan of automobiles and car design. So, like classic car design, I've always liked, seeing the Harley Earls of the world and stuff like that. But going back to film, there are Frankenheimer, how they use explosions and imagery. I like a lot of racing pictures, and so watching something that's very true to life, that it doesn't look fake. It's a movie, but it looks very realistic. I'm very traditional. I don't like any. It's funny. I say I'm fairly traditional. I like a lot of black and white. Like if you're talking about photos and art and stuff like that. But at the same time, I like Jackson Pollock, which is kind of the opposite of the traditional black and white. But I like things that can stand the test of time, that would be in someone's house 20 years ago and can be in someone's house 20 years later. Things that have class. I like classy colors, or things that are not way too abstract. I like things that kind of push a little but not too far. Maybe because I like colors that that go with it. Things that, as I just said earlier, things that stand the test of time. You don't want when we did MCTV, when we did the logo and we did the colors, we picked things that could stand the test of time. We didn't want a really flashy font or unique color green that we'd say, hey, that looks like garbage, because you've seen so many things that have come and gone. I grew up in the 80s, and the big thing was like neons, especially in the late 80s, early 90s. And they've made a little comeback in some little way, but they're not going to stand the test of time. They're going to come and go. You want something that's always going to somewhat be consistent, especially when running a business, because you don't want to waste every 3 years going, oh my God, we have to do massive redesigning of branding.